Okay, so here we are at my little garden. When we first come in, my tomato plants just grew too big and I had to put them here. So I've got a nice variety of tomato plants. I ended up having to put my bush beans and my pole beans down here. And just today I found out that I have lovely cucumber beetles. So I have to figure out an organic way to get rid of them. Here are my tomatoes. They're growing crazy. So I've got, these are the black Japanese tomatoes, and then I've got hillbillies in the back. And these are the Coeur de Bois tomatoes. I've got brandywine. Here's my borage, because I need the bees coming and doing their magic. I've got San Marzanos, because I plan to make a lot of pasta sauce and marinara sauce. And then this is my grafted Paul Robeson, which is interesting. That one's growing like a tree. And in the very back I have some black Krim tomatoes. And then here are my potatoes that are growing. And I've got Purple Majesties, I have Russian bananas, I have red potatoes, and I've got a blue potato. But let me back up. So I had to move everything over here because I pretty much ran out of space. So that's one side of my garden. And as we go up, there's Foxy Brown. She helps me. She helps me eat food. Right, Foxy? You help me? Yeah, that's right. And Lily White. Lily can't be left out of anything, right? I know. I'm doing a little tour. So I've got more borage here to attract the bees. And I did have a full raised bed. We've already blown through all of the lettuce. So we had 3 or 4 different types of lettuce. My beets are coming up. That was a learning lesson for me because I have to thin out the beets. And then I've got some Chioggia beets left. I'll be replanting my Butter Crunch. I discovered that I prefer to grow Butter Crunch or the Manoa, the Hawaiian lettuce. And then I've got my chard over here. I had some pak choi, which we've already blown through. And then I've got my arugula in the back. You can see that. And then here I have my Japanese eggplants. And there is something I've been trying to figure out. Do you see how that's the stems, the leaves, limbs are being chopped off by something? And I live near a creek, so I've got possum and raccoon and wild mice and you name it, it comes to my deck. I keep my trusty Max field guide to bugs, so I can immediately identify my bad bugs and my good bugs. I'm trying to be a better gardener. Alright, so here's my kale. So that's growing nicely. And then in here I had mustard greens, but I had to chop them down. They're regrowing now because they had an aphid infestation. Here's my onion. And each time I use a green onion, I replant it. So this one's getting ready to flower, which is nice. Over here is another pot with some scallions, green onions in it. And my zucchini is growing nicely. And you'll see what kind of pot I have it in. But that's growing nicely. All those lovely little flowers. There are my zucchini. I've got cucumbers, Persian cucumbers in the front, and then big pickling cucumbers in the back. And I'm happy to see that they're also flowering. You'll notice that, let me pan back, that some of my stuff is in cages. Since I have a lot of critters, I had to put cages up so they wouldn't decimate what I'm growing. So here I've got green peppers, and then here I've got golden peppers, and then down this way you'll see that I've got a bunch more. I'm really trying to use the space that I have. So here are my collard greens. And I found out that I had cabbage worms, and I had to cut it down, and I'm regrowing that. And then I've got my black heritage berry, which the blackberry, it's not doing so good. I got to figure out what vitamin it needs. Here are my raspberries. They're growing crazy. And I've got my herbs back here. I have my parsley way in the back. I have my thyme, and then I'm starting some rainbow chard, which is nice. And then I planted some more, these are rattlesnake and purple pole beans. And then here are my French breakfast radish. Can you just see it? Nice, my radish is coming up. And this is also where I plant my scallions, and then I'm trying out some of the multicolored carrots to see what happens with them. I've got my chives and my cilantro, and I'm doing some tête noire cabbage, and then you can see that I've got my golden zucchini, and that's growing nicely. And then I have my purple sage. So I have definitely used the space for my garden. I've swapped out all of my flowers for my vegetables. And last but not least, I have my strawberries. I had to put my strawberries up high because I found out that Foxy Brown and Lily White were eating my strawberries. So that's it. There's my garden.